Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. The Fat Lads Neil Pickup in the Mother Fluffing House on Supernatural Strength Channel, exclusive to YouTube. And I'm joined on this show in the presence of greatness by the following four mugs. Firstly, I'd like you to welcome, representing Canada, the amazing and very sexy No Limits, Devon Larratt. How you doing, brother?
Very good.
Ready to go again?
Let's do it.
You love it, so.
You're going to have to teach me how to do that one of these days.
What, the forward thing?
To look bigger than I actually am. I mean, what's the trick?
It's like holding a fish. You got to hold the
fish. Right.
Yeah.
You got to hold fish. But how do you dislocate your shoulders to get your arms that far in front of you?
Lots of practice. I started young in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try. Let me try.
You're frozen, Engen. We can't see you. You're frozen.
Engen's still frozen.
He's nice.
I am.
You got to get frozen in that pose. Just hold it.
Hold that the entire show.
How long?
Oh, it's good luck. Just
You're
work with
still
it.
frozen. You're still frozen.
Like that. And then just stay there. We can hear your audio, but you just out-angled everybody. The entire call. It's a good look.
Okay.
We'll have to do a little bit of photo video shopping to at least move his mouth a little bit.
Everybody who watches this channel knows that I'm an editing superstar, John. Don't worry about that, son. We got it dialed in. And anyway, let me introduce who we've got. Engin Terzi, ladies and gents. The enigma of rage is with us as always. How you doing, brother? You all right?
Good. Thank you. Let me try.
How are the anger levels today? Are you good?
There we go.
There
we go.
It's frozen up. All you needed to do, Engin, there is if you. There you go. Now hold that. Eventually, it's going to freeze and you're going to look the nuts.
You got to bring the head back.
This thing is moving.
Head's got to get smaller.
Head back.
Head as far back as you can.
I tried the phone fell
Oh,
down.
hey, it's frozen.
Strain the neck.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing this when I get out of the shower later on with my missus. I'm going to come in leaning back like that. Floppy dog on me. It's a good look. Ladies and gents, how could we forget about this man? The GOAT is in the mother fluffing house. John Brzenk.
Hey, Neil.
How you doing, dude? You suntans
Doing
come
good.
on. Show one.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Suntans coming on to show one.
Oh, yeah, no.
And not to fault
It's
tradition.
getting warm here. Say that again?
Devon's already started eating, mate. He's every effort to get massive. You do know that match isn't happening at the moment, don't you, Devon?
Doesn't matter. I'm still getting massive.
You get massive anyway.
Yeah. My foot is on the gas. It's not coming off.
Joking aside, Devon, has your hair been cut as well?
I look pretty good today,
Combed.
huh?
It's cut. Definitely, it's a lot. He's a lot more kempt.
Yeah.
Forget about cut. Yeah, combed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take care of myself in this isolation period.
Well, you know how it is, mate. You got to do that. You got to do it. Last time we came on, I mean, I think Engin.
Can we talk about arm wrestling, please?
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Who cares about Devon's hair?
It's a good career, Engin.
I know you care about my hair.
All his followers. That's all they care about.
There's no point in having processes if you're not going to follow them. Isn't that right, Engin?
Let me see what this guy is doing again. No limits.
No limits. There it is. Look at that, you see?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
my God. It's the mullet. Don't even ever go there again. Where have we got to? Who's got a good memory? As we start this show off, I think we would just gone into the Nemiroff World Cup era, the Zloty Tour era.
Mm-hmm.
And, John, I had a question.
Okay.
The Gold Bear, obviously the sort of peak of the Gold Bear and the peak of the Nemiroff World Cup as was, and the peak of the Yukon Jack as was. Where were the toughest competitors?
Oh, well, that's an easy answer. Nemiroff for sure. Yeah, Zloty Tour for sure has got the toughest competitors right now. Probably for the last 10 years.
Was that down to depth, or if you could pick sort of an individual adversary, a one-off silver bullet guy that was?
They've changed throughout the years, but yeah, no, it's always been a super deep competition and super strong, and that's my perspective of the heavyweight classes. I mean, Engin can attest to the fact that the lighter weight guys were even more vicious there. So yeah, that's by far probably the toughest competition. You think you're good, then go to Zloty and then talk to me.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. There was some absolute monsters within there, mate. But if we look at sort of what was happening on that side of the pond, there was still, I think, the biggest criticism would be for the North American side of things that a lot of the guys didn't attend. You'd get pockets of excellence from North America that would make that trip for whatever reason. Not many of the guys were there. We saw Ron Bath attend. We saw Travis, yourself, Celiaris, and some others. Chad Silvers went. Various other people went along, but Chris Myers was there regularly. Todd Siller went over there, but we never saw that. That real. Even Kev went over. Kev Bongard went over there one year. But we never saw the depth from North America attend,
Right.
Now, firstly, why do you think that was? Would be question number one.
It's a difficult trip. I mean, it's a long way to go. I mean, you got to take off. You got to take a week off, and it's just. I mean, I don't know if it's the time change. It's just difficult. I mean, and I looking back now, I mean, when they come to the United States, it's a little easier to beat their top guys when they come here than going there. So I think time definitely has a factor, but just the distance and where it was located, I think it probably scared a lot of people off. I don't think it was the competition more than just the being different. I mean, just being a little eerie, a little scary. I mean,
now when we wind the clock forward a touch, the next sort of emerging superpower of world arm wrestling around that time, if you take super matches out of things, would have to be the Ultimate Arm Wrestling League. That really started to catch fire around that time, and you started to see the emergence of the great North American tournament again. That buzz and excitement started to return. This was before we saw the real development of World Arm Wrestling League, and the UAL at that time was throwing money at the sport, doing some really big shows, and you started to see again big attendances from the top names in North America. What was your sort of experience or enduring memories of the UAL, mate?
Are you asking me again? Let's give this question to Devin.
I think I'm right in saying that Engin or Devin didn't attend any of the UALs. Is that right?
Yes, but
true.
After like 80s and early 90s, those tournaments weren't representing the best of the world.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, because in 80s and early 90s, the best of the world was in North America.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'd say the only one that got close was the one that UAL ended up picking up. That was the Marvin failure.
Right.
I can't.
Who was coming there? Gashevsky was coming there. Roman coming. Yeah. Jumble.
Yeah. UAL had good backing, good money behind it, but I mean, fell short in a lot of ways. I just don't know if they really had it very well thought out for the amount of money they spent. And but yeah.
Do you think it's fair to say that at that time there was no sort of lead promotion in North America? There was no anyone that rivaled what we were seeing in Eastern Europe from Nemiroff World Cup?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I would say that for sure. Yukon Jack ended when? 98, 99? So, yeah, I don't know exactly
96.
The year that
it was last year.
The UAL took over, but, yeah, I mean, they were the next one to inject any kind of real money into the sport.
And also, there was a big sway towards the super matches then.
I'd say risk versus reward from a North American perspective. The UAL was probably on par with the appeal of going over to Nemiroff. From a North American perspective, like when you factored in everything, UAL was pretty appealing for a North American.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I would say that also for sure. Yeah, UAL is easy. I mean, it's within the United States. I mean, you got to just go to California versus jump on a plane and connect 2-3 times and be in a,
Yeah, and the prize money was good enough.
or Warsaw or wherever you would have it.
Yep. Just so you know, Engin, you've got a great pose, mate. So you don't necessarily need to change it, but you are you are static. You're sort of godlike in some
What
ways.
do you mean?
But you're not moving, mate. Your picture's frozen up. You sort of, I'll do an Engin. You know, imagine me thinner, bigger forearms.
Okay. Should I be
sort of-
unnice and start eating in front of you like Devon does?
No, Devon's disrespectful, dude. You know.
Yeah.
That's how he rolls. In fact, I'm going to say I haven't done a show yet where Dev's not been eating. I don't think you've ever come on and not eaten. Isn't that right?
It's part of my thing.
But you did brush your hair, so you know.
Yeah.
Can't have it all, can you?
So yeah. Anyway, UAL versus Nemiroff. Can't compare the two. I mean,
just a very different atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
Sort of less. There was less formality, I think, with the UAL. It was more sort of Wild West. You know,
and
I think
I think I like that. I like how the WAL. I mean, we haven't spoke about the WAL yet, but I like that craziness, that little grittiness that the WAL brings, the excitement, the drama of the unexpected. Nemiroff is just too clean.
Yeah,
too
lap
strict.
coat.
Yeah. You know, Olympic style. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some people would argue that that's the way to go, but I mean, even in the recent event they had in China at their top 8, I mean, during some of their matches, I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the place. It was just like crazy, like what the hell's going on here? I mean, it's, you know, some of the obviously the best arm wrestlers on the planet, and there's just no excitement in the air. It's unlike some of the Nemiroffs that they've had, the open tournaments, they've created quite a bit of buzz, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know how I got onto that, but even Nemiroff fails in that respect. In some respects, they don't seem to get it to really capitalize fully on the excitement that could be.
So let's wind
I think
forward.
it's the top level. Top level is wide right now. How to promote the sport to the public is Wally is doing the best way right now.
Yeah, I think WL is too. I think I mean lesser athletes, maybe lesser, not as close a competition. Although, you know, some of the matches are very close matches, but maybe not a higher level, but definitely way more entertaining.
Maybe a little bit more strict rules. Maybe a little bit more strict rules. That is the only criticism.
Yeah, I think less is best.
Strict rules, Devon. More strict rules. Yeah.
Again, stop it.
I think I have to agree with Devon on this point. I just get rid of the rules.
I don't really notice what Engin is actually in a referee's grip. That motherfucker hasn't moved.
You know, interesting point on rules is so I've competed in the whole spectrum of the sport, from, you know, WAF style, Nemiroff style, all the way to Game of Arms. Game of Arms was way wilder than WAL. And there were basically no rules at all. But the interesting thing is I feel like the right person always won anyways. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't think you really need too many rules. I don't even know that you need a referee. I don't even know that you do.
Right.
A good MC is better than a good referee.
Right.
Okay. Hey, let's catch it forward then. Remember, we're sticking with tournaments.
Devon, one second. Devon, you were not serious, right, about the things you said?
I'm 100% serious.
Okay.
I can see, you may be able to see the past really well, but
okay, no referee, no rule.
This is kill. Are you okay with Engin sort of being? It's a bit sinister.
Yeah, this is fine for Engin. I think this is good.
He looks very calm.
Yeah,
I've seen Engin a lot.
What do you want me to do?
You want me to come up and you'll be like this.
I mean, when you see the show back, Engin, it's not a bad pose. You know, your wrists are looking good, hair's nice. It's all right, mate. Very thoughtful. It's very much in keeping with the show, I feel. You know.
Okay, I was thinking of the Harleypool that, you know, 2000 and 2001 was also very high level. I think 2001 was even higher level. I remember all the best guys were there. Dan Victor.
Dan Victor, bloody hell, yeah.
Jerry Caderet.
Jerry Caderet's an underrated individual, mate.
Yeah.
Jerry Cadorret's always been there and always will. If you look at the history of the great North American tournaments, Jerry Cadorret is the most underrated individual. That's a strong man, and that's a very difficult man to arm wrestle against stylistically. Unique.
Troublemaker.
I'm way too
And we
strong.
we can bring up Jerry. That since you brought him up, the comparison of Jerry going to Nemiroff, competing versus I think it was within the year when I can't even think of his name now. Little guy, the guy that he beat.
Zolev.
He came to Zolev.
Shaved head.
Yeah,
who are you talking about?
The little guy.
Haji Zola.
Haji Zolev.
He's not near little anymore. He's 200 pounds.
Okay, but anyway, he came to the United States, and then Jerry just didn't embarrass him, but beat him pretty easily. So I mean, difference between going there and then
yes,
the only point I wanted to make. Yeah.
Like Tatashins beat Zolev 6-0 in US, and then he came to the Zloty Tour in 2012, and Zolev beat him there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a travel factor.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get forward to. Remember, we're sticking with tournaments. Let's go forward to the World Arm Wrestling League tournaments. Okay. They were ace, weren't they? I mean, they were good. You can't not like, and we've missed out Ultimate Las Vegas at the Plaza. We've missed out. The Ultimate Las Vegas shows deserve an honorable mention because let's be honest, they were pretty damn good. I mean, the year that you and Farid went down at the final of the Ultimate, that was a hell of a. There was other good matches there. I mean, you and Todd Hutchins in the middleweight division was a pretty solid encounter.
2005.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know who Todd Hutchins was at that time. No one had even warned me about him.
Yeah.
Just somebody that Chad pulled with.
Bad times for me
personally. Like, okay, whatever.
I do remember that was a solid pull between you guys. He sucked you into that deep hook, and it was like,
no. He should have beat me that day for sure. Yeah, I had Leonard on my side.
It's not a bad friend to have in that.
But anyway, getting back to WAL.
WAL. So the World Arm Wrestling League.
Some crazy chaos, right? Even the prelims was just the whole day is exciting fun.
Oh God! I mean,
the whole tournament was in a pit, right?
Mate,
scrambling all over the place.
The buzz, the environment was just ace.
Yeah.
I mean, so much fun. Just everybody down on the floor in the mix. Engin, you weren't at that, mate, but I assure you would have loved it, mate. It was just arm wrestling central. It was thick with arm wrestling. Sorry about the power cut there. We've been on for a while. But, just absolutely visceral, exciting, solid arm wrestling and so much fun to be involved with. Do you think that they are a unique experience? Thanks for the bird song there, John. That's quite moving. I thought there was a song.
Birds? Oh, yeah, I got the birds going on here.
Lovely darts, mate. It's yeah. All right,
not as bad as Ryan's birds. He's got like a flock right behind his studio, I think, that constantly chirping away. These are natural birds. These aren't.
They're just flying in, doing the thing, and then away. So, do you think the World Arm Wrestling League is a unique entity, or was a unique entity in that respect? I've certainly never seen.
No, absolutely. I think the WAL is definitely onto something, and I'm hoping that they're going to improve on their product. But in all my years in the sport, they're the only one that's really gotten me super, super excited about the future of the sport. So yeah, I think they're unique for sure.
Now, obviously, John, I've got to ask you, mate, because you're coming back into the sport, all things considered now, and COVID-19 aside, you're coming back. Yeah, or we're scheduled to.
If he comes back, Devon is waiting for him, so he said he's not coming back.
I'm not coming back.
That's where that food went, right there. Now, the last time you guys met was at the World Arm Wrestling League tournament in the 225 class. Is there a chance that we will see a resurgent John Brzenk back in the World Arm Wrestling League?
No chance. Not at that level. Not at that level. Every time I get done with practice, I question myself, like, why did I agree to pull this top 8 thing? I must have been drinking or something.
John, do you think that you could beat RVJ?
To be honest answer is I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have got the. I might not have the side pressure to finish him. I think I could make him so he would be in the center of the table and he wouldn't be able to move me off center. But I'm not sure I am equipped to pin him. Honest answer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
You do realize that the last time we had anybody on here and that question was that, do you think you can beat RVJ? RVJ was on the phone like within a couple of minutes.
Right. I need to go out. It means that before this whole coronavirus thing, I was seriously thinking about going out and training with him for a weekend at least, just to see where, for my own curiosity, just to see where I'm at. I think he's a little curious too, but yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
I'd love to see that match. I'd love to see you and RVJ.
Yeah. I've only been pulling with one guy, so I might be fooling myself that I'm actually, anything at all, to be honest. But I think that.
Oh, John, we're losing you, brother. Just give it a second. John's internet will kick back in. You love it, son. Devon, me and you have no problem. Engin's still there. It's just don't let that fact that he's that, that calm demeanor fool you. He's still there. Oh yeah, he's there.
I just think that John would beat him. I mean, if he beats Devon, so of course he's gonna beat the other guy too.
Whoa.
That was 6.
You just tucked him in. I like how you did that, Engin.
I don't like to make excuses, but I'll make a whole bunch of them.
Devon, you're getting cut. I don't hear you. What?
Yeah, selective sound. Nice that. You didn't move your lips when you did that.
John, I'm glad you're back.
Am I back?
Well, you're kind of back. I'm glad you're kind of back, but don't let Engin trick you into doing anything stupid.
Yeah, no.
He is wishing for it. He's just provoking you.
No. I can get to 100% in a lot of the things that I used to have, but I have a big hole in my ability right now, and it definitely would be exposed very easily. A lot of people will be very tough for me to beat right now.
You're too humble, John. You're too humble.
How do you rate John, in terms of globally? Do you think he can be?
I'm just thinking of Rob. Even when I was in the mix, pulling really good. Like the last time I pulled Rob was at the Gary Roberts one. What was it? The Rule of Nation. Yeah, I mean, and he was tough to top roll with. Yeah, his hand is strong. It was hard to deal with up top, and of course at that time I had full force of inside move. So took that away from him. But I don't know if I could do that now. I mean, it will there be a lot of popping and cracking and pain. I mean, if I was under a lot of painkillers, maybe we'll see. I don't know.
I rate Rob Vigent Jr. very highly indeed, and I think his potential
anybody that can pull with Marcio, only anybody that can pull with Marcio inside has got some horsepower. I mean, and the guy definitely has got the top figured out. I mean, he's got good hand control. Whether or not he's got the strap really figured out that great, it seemed like he did, but not at the level Devon does. But I mean, he should be very capable in the strap.
Yeah, he's
it would require a lot of just straight wrist side pressure to get rid of him, and that's.
So say that the PAL Top 8 season was canceled, so that would probably nullify your contract. And say that you've done all this work, and maybe in the fall, if RVJ and the WAL offered you a match, would you take it?
Nah, no.
Amount of money that would make you happy, just
no, and the only reason I'm doing the thing I'm doing with the Top 8 is for money, is not for glory.
Say that WAL gave you the money that would make you happy.
Oh yeah, okay, because I'll be out of a job by then because the airline.
He's interested.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then I might have to, all right, to feed myself.
That's all I wanted to hear.
He's always working an angle, that Larratt. You gotta watch him. He's always working an angle. But looking at the way things have moved in the sport, the progression to super match arm wrestling. Obviously, there was a lot of resistance to super matches back in the day, but do you think it's fair to say that super matches now represent and will continually always represent the future of professional arm wrestling, guys?
I think that super matches have been a big shift. And I think that the way that we see super matches now, I think there's a lot of things that will continue. Amateur style, WAF style, or IFA, whatever, that's going to continue and it's going to keep going. Figuring out figuring out who the best arm wrestler is in the world, that's also going to continue. And by which exact format that happens, there's definitely some gray area. For sure, it's going to be with super matches.
Can you figure that out with a tournament? Really?
Not as well. And it takes more data. Like, if you can identify the two best or two possible best guys, it's really easy. You know, when you throw them in a tournament, there's a lot of factors. But I think the big shift that's going to happen, well, that is already happening, is you just see more one-on-one arm wrestling just in general. Like, you see one-on-ones happening at practices, at events. Like, people are always doing individual challenges now. It's like a normal thing. It's like
one-on-one is very normal in my house.
And even forgetting about who is really technically number one by making it more fair with one-on-one, I just think the promotion is just so much easier and better, especially with the internet. The things that Ryan's doing now with your friend Lemon, I don't even know was
Brendan.
I just know him as the Lemon guy now. So
Brendan and Ryan was great.
That's the future. I mean, that to get that kind of excitement in a match like that, be able to.
We're losing you. We're losing you again, John. Just one moment, mate. Let it kick back in. Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame that the coronavirus has sort of put the brakes on so many great potential matchups globally in arm wrestling, never mind just WAL 601. I mean, personally speaking, I'm most devastated about the effect it's having on World Arm Wrestling League, obviously because my affinity to them. But everywhere in the world, it's just been totally decimated by this thing, as all other sports. But I don't expect that it will be. I don't think that it'll change anything in many ways. I do think that the format of super match going forward was and is very established now.
Right. Does the WAL feel like it needs to have a big audience? Can't they do some of the stuff that Ryan has suggested and maybe do the show and super match behind closed doors? You know, just with the
down to travel, isn't it, mate? It's just down to travel. I mean, you could do very, very localized cards, I suppose. But that's really that there's no payback for the event in that respect. It doesn't allow them to give the product. What I will say about World Arm Wrestling League is that they are 100% focused on producing the very best televisual product under the brand that they possibly can.
Right.
You know,
that doesn't need a huge audience, but it still requires the athletes to travel, obviously. But I mean, hopefully the risk will be low enough that. Or acceptable enough where that changes shortly.
Well, if you look at the 601 card in isolation, right now you've got a situation where Australia couldn't travel, Russia couldn't travel, Sweden couldn't travel, UK couldn't travel. So pretty much all of the card, Canada even. Right. Although it's effectively North America, you still at the moment you know it's closed borders. So just a unique set of criteria, and however long it takes to get to a situation where we are able to travel again, it's just a fingers crossed to make sure we can hit the ground running with the same matches and the same vigor and readiness that I think. And I'll tell you what, mate, everybody will be ready, very ready to arm wrestle when this travel ban's lifted. That's for damn sure, guys. I'm gonna have to wrap up this episode, ladies and gents. If you like what you see, this is In the Presence of Greatness here on the Supernatural channel. And PM us, PM all of us, Devon, John, Engin. Let us know what you want us to discuss. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about, and we'll bring that into the forum. Guys, I want to say a massive thanks to all of you. Devon Larratt, John Brzenk, the very frozen Engin Terzi. You're still frozen, dude. Completely frozen. You haven't moved in ages. It's a bit sinister. I like it.
Jiggle your phone. Touch your phone. Just move it.
Can you do anything? No. You're still there, though, right, Engin?
No.
No, he's not there.
Guys.
I mean, we need to talk about probably more about arm wrestlers from the past till today.
That's
I
definitely
think
going to happen.
Yeah. So just to remember, how arm wrestling came to this point. We must not forget the ones that stepped, put the weight on their shoulder to bring the arm wrestling to this point. Not everyone has a 25 years of history like John and Devon or myself or you, but there are many, many forgotten heroes of arm wrestling.
So many.
I think, we need to remember them. We need to discuss about them so that the new generation will realize that this is not only all about Devon Larratt, 24 hours a day, on the...
It's all about you, Devon, isn't it?
Hey,
That's
before
why
we
it's
leave,
so
you
big.
want
Show.
a picture? Picture
YouTube.
YouTube
I-
channel? You got it.
I am just jealous of you, Devon. That's why I do this.
All I'm saying is this, right? If you had a little snipe earlier on, little sniper Engin. Twice he's tucked you in.
He won't remember that, though. He'll forget all about that as soon as the call's done.
Mm.
Very
Guys.
short memory Engen has.
Yeah.
But it lasted 31 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. You may have you nailed him a little bit in the previous show. That stuff doesn't go away. Is that right, Engin? Not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Most of the things that we talk about was about the tournaments from the past and that we have never been part of it. So it is not possible to talk about over the top or the Yukon Jack or Petaluma or UAL and WAL. These are the tournaments that I have never been part of it.
But
so
it
is mostly about John, So
yeah.
we had to listen what he has to say, instead of just
And my memory's shit. I can't remember anything anymore. So.
Yeah, you remember the scale in Idaho?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I do remember the scale.
Yeah, and he remembered he took Leonard Harkless in as well. It's hard.
Right.
So many punishing truths coming out in the show. It's just not on, guys. We're going to call it there. I want to say again, thanks to all of you for taking the time out. We're going to be back here doing this on the regular, guys. This is In the Presence of Greatness. If you like the channel, please like it, subscribe, share, let everybody know. We'll be back with these three characters very soon. As I say, message us. Let us know what you want us to discuss, and we will do it. You know the drill, guys. Until that time, take it easy, peeps.
Thanks for having us. Bye, Neil.